Here he is, let's bring it out. It's George Foreman, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, George. How are you doing? Pleased to meet you, sir. George Foreman. Wow. Mr. Foreman, great pleasure to meet you, sir.
I'm happy to be with you.
Wow, you look... Could you mind me starting with this? Because you look terrific. How old are you?
52.
Wow. Well, actually, maybe you don't look so good then. No, but I thought you were like 65 or something, but you look great. 50... Shall I start that again?
Start again.
OK. Mr. Foreman, you look barely out of your 20s. It's a pleasure to have you here on the show.
There you got it.
There's so much I want to talk to you about. I'm a huge fan of yours, but let's start with the one big defining moment in your life, in your career, which everyone, I guess, raises with you, but I have to do so as well. The moment when you fought Muhammad Ali.
Is that defining?
Well, one of them.
I'm beating this guy for 5 or 6 rounds. I'm in Africa.
Yeah.
It's hot. And I beat him up for the 6th round, the 7th round. Then when I thought I had him, I hit him in the side, and he fell on my ear, and he said, "That all you got, George?" I don't want to be defined like that.
OK. It was such a big thing, wasn't it?
It was. The rumble in the jungle.
Man, it was...
I call it the mugging in the jungle. I had a title when I went over there, and I came back without anything.
But you know what I find so interesting about you is I've studied that fight. I'm a big boxing fan, and that fight particularly is one I've read books on that fight. You know, you don't need all this stuff because you were actually there, I suppose. But I was just a youngster then, and I've read all this stuff. And you know what's interesting is you seem to be such a different person then.
Well, he beat the devil out of me.
But it's more to it than that, because you seem, you know, now...
Oh, I've had a transformation. You start raising... I have 10 kids, and you raise them up to be good. Sit up straight. Put a smile on your face. So I'm selling this product for so long, I started to use it myself. So I'm trying to sit up straight and smile myself.
Yeah, you seem happy. You seem more chilled, more relaxed with yourself.
Yeah, I'm watching When We Were King. This is this documentary about the fight in Africa. Muhammad Ali is there, and my kids are just smiling and having a ball. So I decided, maybe you should smile. Ha, ha, ha. He hits me in the jaw in the film. I go down to the floor. Oh, I laugh. I call it When I Was a Fool.
Well, you know, but it's, you know, if you're going to lose to someone, lose to Muhammad Ali.
Hey, I did it, so...
Yeah. I'm going to show a clip from this just because it's a fantastic film. If you haven't seen this already, but I'm going to not show the bit where you get knocked out. How about that?
Okay, good.
We're only going to show the bit where you're still winning.
I keep hoping I'm going to win this fight, you know.
Well, this is just the first 3 rounds. You've still got a chance.
Oh, good, good, good.
OK, this is from When We Were Kings. This is back in 1974 this took place.
1974.
Enjoy this. Another punch. Nice left hook. Man.
You know what happened? I was the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm in Zaire, I'm in Africa, and I wanted a cheeseburger. So I go out and have my cook to fry me up one, all greasy and all that. And I get into the fight, the grease had me bogged down. He hit me with a right hand, I lose the title. 20 years later, I get a chance to fight for the title. I have this grill, it's called the George Foreman, lean, mean, fat-reducing grilling machine. I put the burger on that just before I was hungry, and I go out and I win the title at 45. That grill saved me.
George.
Saved by the grill.
Congratulate you on that.
If you believe that, you believe in it.
So that would make you the griller in Manila. But that's the most shameless piece of product promotion I've ever seen in my entire life. Congratulations. That was almost beautiful.
But I traveled around almost beautiful.
But you know what? We don't have to talk about this particularly, but you do promote now. I want to talk about so many things with you, but you do promote in America now, and over here now, I guess. It's George has a grill he's put his name to called the Lean Mean Grilling Machine. Is that right?
That's right.
OK.
Fat-reducing grilling machine.
Well, I have one. It's fantastic.
Thank you so
Look at the
much.
size of me, and I'm 73 years old, and I use your grill.
Wow.
Matter of fact,
Well, I want you to know.
let's not talk about it.
You've never had portobello mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
You've never had eggplants until you put them on the George Foreman fat-reducing grilling machine. It helps you knock the flavor into the food.
George, you know, I knew I'd wind up on QVC. I just didn't think it'd be this soon. I thought I had another few months at the Beeb.
Oh, and the onions.
Oh, stop it with the onions and the mushrooms. Let me ask you about your children. You have, is it 10 children?
Yeah, we have 5 daughters and 5 sons.
OK, and your 5 sons, their names are?
George Edward Foreman.
OK, all of them?
All of them.
All 5 of them are?
All 5.
All 5.
Well, what happened is, when you're going to be a boxer, you got to make preparation to save your money because most boxers go broke.
Sure.
Then you got to make preparation for memory loss. They hit you on your head, So I go in the house and I've asked my wife to please name yourself George. It's getting confusing
But
around
it's
here.
two of your daughters are called George as well,
There's
aren't they?
Frida, George Foreman.
Why not all of them then? Why stop there?
I wish I had not stopped because it gets confusing around there.
But George, when you call George, how do they know which one you want to come?
Oh, I never have. When George knows when I'm talking to him, it's that George. And George has trouble. I'm not worried about George.
I guess so, yeah. But I get the feeling, you know, you seem proud of your parenting skills. You've done a good job with your kids.
I think so.
And one of your daughters, is it Frida? She boxes?
Frida, she's a boxer. As a matter of fact, she's had 6 professional boxing matches, lost 1.
Now, a lot of people, I guess, would think they wouldn't necessarily want their daughters to be a boxer. They wouldn't want them in that profession. They wouldn't even want their sons in it sometimes, especially, you know, ex-professional boxers who can see the damage it does. You don't have a problem with that?
You know, you raise your daughters up, and one comes to you and decide, I'm going to do this, Dad. Oh, no, you can't do it. I don't want you to do it. Well, I'm going to do it. Well, I'm not going to loan you any money. I don't care. I'm going to do it. And if all my kids had the same kind of determination and pride within themselves, I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
But to tell a woman what to do, let women tell them what to do, not me.
Yeah. But, you know, it's that kind of got a mixed reaction there, I think. But I admire the fact that, you know, you're letting your kids do what they want.
Yeah,
Because
they must do what they want.
Yeah.
They just can't live your life.
You know, I know
My life.
one of Muhammad Ali's daughters boxes as well.
Uh-huh. She's
And
Layla Ali.
Layla, and I imagine the
Very
two of them
good-looking
together.
girl.
Oh, there you go.
And I've told my daughter, stay away from those Alis. They will take your title and then start screaming, I am the greatest. Yeah. You don't want that in your background.
But do you feel, I mean, I guess most American boxers must feel just in the shadow of Ali, you know, regardless of what you've achieved.
And there's no greater shadow to be in. Yeah. No greater. I tell everybody, they ask me, who was the best boxer of all time? Joe Louis. But I tell you, the best man to ever do anything was Muhammad Ali. What a great man.
Yeah. You know, he's bringing out a grilling machine. I don't know if you're wired.
I hate it. I hate him. I'm telling you, the George Foreman grill is the best.
Well,
it is the greatest. There's nothing second to it.
I've heard he's just outlast yours, just a tiny bit. That's what I'm
telling you, don't try it.
George, you know, I could sit and talk with you all night. I suspect that would be nowhere near as pleasurable for you as it would be for me. So I'm going to let you go. But, George, genuinely, it's an honour to have met you. It's a great pleasure. I'm sure I speak for everyone here when I say we've enjoyed spending time in your company.
Thank you so much.
Mr. George Foreman, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to Friday Night with me, Jonathan Ross.
Welcome to Alan Carr, China!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I've just been... Oh. Don't patronise me, Alicia.